Now it says meeting is now streaming live on the custom URL.
Oh yeah, you live. Go ahead. Get with it.
All right. Go ahead and get my camera set up. Yo, what up? Pause notifications here, make sure everything is looking like it's supposed to. All right, we are live. What up? My name is Mike. I'll be taking y'all through the Polkadot ecosystem. My name, basically, my background is in marketing. It's been in crypto. I've been here since the 2017 bull market, like a lot of y'all. And yeah, some people know me as Mike. In the morning, I'll be your weekly resource for everything pertaining to the Polkadot cryptocurrency ecosystem. So our goal is to generate generational wealth, right? By identifying outsized cryptocurrency opportunities that provide real world value and change the world. Now, what do I mean by outsized in terms of opportunities? Mostly this means that I'm most interested in ecosystem plays that have at least a 5-year horizon. I think that demonstrates a lot of staying power. And if you are keyed in with that type of time horizon, you'll have developed a real mature point of view on the good opportunities, and maybe even find a good place to develop the future. There's a ton of opportunities to get involved in cryptocurrency. You really want to work in the space. It's never been more opportunity than right now. So other sorts of examples like this I won't be covering on. Let's see, you got like Ethereum ecosystem, Solana, other layer ones, no meme coin analysis from me. So we'll go ahead and hop right in. Let me go ahead and X out of this. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Polkadot again. First and foremost, what is Polkadot? Share my screen here with y'all. Let's come over here. So Polkadot is a blockchain ecosystem. It's powered by Substrate, which is basically a Rust programming language. I'm gonna pull it up here. I like to start on CoinGecko, start somewhere familiar. It spent most of its lifetime in the top 10, sort of since it had its initial ICO, $20 billion market cap. Yeah, round out the top 10 right now. And Polkadot's really been one of those projects where if you think about Ethereum being a smart contract platform, Polkadot's sort of a internet of smart contract platforms. So if you think about, why they chose the name Polkadot, it's because, if you think about polka dots, they're kind of dispersed in everything, and Polkadot looks to, connect those through Substrate. So its big sort of theme is interoperability. The only sort of crypto ecosystem I can think of that sort of is the same that way in terms of their objective being to promote interoperability is Cosmos ecosystem. But the good thing about Polkadot is not only does it boast 10,000 transactions per second, it does this between a variety of different parachains. So what is a parachain? Basically, a parachain is, parachains are least, let's call it capacity of the entire Polkadot blockchain ecosystem. So basically, Polkadot has various bandwidth, and they lease it out via these parachain auctions to these different projects. Now, these projects get to develop their entire project on. It's like if Ethereum had a piece of, capacity to run everything that is within Ethereum, Polkadot gives this out to, or really auctions this out to a variety of different projects that they got to raise a whole bunch of money in order to lock down that lease, and those leases stay they're durable for 4 years. So you really are incentivized to innovate within that 4-year period, and then hopefully you'll win the next the next parachain auction, and you'll be able to continue providing those services to the public. So I mentioned that Polkadot is headed by Gavin Wood. You can find him on Twitter, Gavin York. He also founded Kusama. He also was the original developer of Ethereum with Vitalik Buterin, as well as Charles Hoskinson. His company is called Parity, and yeah, they build. Think of him as like the developer brains behind the project. He's sort of out of the spotlight, which I kind of like. Sort of, if you think about, no shade towards Charles Hoskinson, but he's sort of the opposite. He's very much in the spotlight. Gavin Wood is, for the most part, pretty quiet. So I like that. Kind of limits the risk to that type of volatility. So I think next, let's look at sort of the parachain auction process in itself. So I actually got involved in the parachain auction, aka crowd loan, sometimes it's called crowd loan, through a Polkadot project called Parallel Finance, where basically these are the different parachains that are still up, in auction right now, trying to secure that next secure that next parachain, that next slot. So if you look at sort of the schedule here, oh man, we're way into it. So the very first project to win a parachain was Akala. You probably heard of them. They were very hyped. I think they did like 200 million Polkadot before even launch to win. Next is Moonbeam. It's EVM compatible blockchain where basically you'll be able to take what you've coded on Ethereum and move that over to Polkadot. Again, with the theme of interoperability, this is incredibly important. Yo, what up, Leroy? How you doing? What up to Weiss, Stream Elements? Appreciate the love from everybody. So you can kind of see like over this, they Parallel Finance themselves were the biggest single collator, let's say aggregator of parachain auction contributions. But many people just contributed directly to the project, which required a little bit more technical expertise, but they were able to do that through the Polkadot.js app. Now, what you're seeing here is the blockchain live right now. So you can kind of see the blocks are running in 12-second increments. And in each of these, you'll be able to do like a deep dive and see, okay, what actually happened like within each block. And so, by the way, these blocks are specific to parallel finance. I could, look at Akala, or if we want to look at Moonbeam, and each of these gives, a bit of a different look than we're all used to. If you're using Etherscan to look at the blockchain this whole time, then, this may be a little bit foreign to you. Actually, they did come out with their own Etherscan like interface. I'm just pulling it up on my other screen. So it kind of gives people a little bit of the look and feel that you're probably more used to. This is Moon River, which is on the Kusama network. They won the first parachain on Kusama. By the way, Kusama, which I mentioned is another thing founded by Gavin, is the Canary network, sort of the test network, the dev environment that's, live and can also be invested in, interacted in. And, their whole mantra is, live fast, break things. Basically, if you're, interacting in the Kusama world, then, it's a little bit riskier because things are, not as battle tested. But if those features, work out and, adoption is good, then they'll be published to Polkadot as well. So just know that anything in the Polkadot ecosystem, anything using Gavin's substrate network is interoperable, but they also do these parachains. So going back to sort of Moon River, you can kind of see the latest blocks, and, in these blocks, they've got, transactions, and you can kind of look at them in a very similar way that you're likely used to. So yeah, like you can see how even in Moon River's parachain, still got to pay gas fees. They still got, smart contracts. So you can, do some swapping, you can engage in DeFi. But it's almost like, how I equated it to Ethereum a couple minutes ago, how, you need to hold onto that crypto in order to interact and send things around. So we'll quick hop into where sort of DOT is acquired. I think Polkadot really came onto a lot of people's radars via like Kraken, because they were offering very, very compelling APYs for staking. It is a staking blockchain. So just by staking your crypto, you are validating the network, therefore making it a much more secure place to operate in. And yeah, by volume, I don't know why it doesn't automatically sort this for you, but you can kind of see Binance is, again, leading the way in terms of where you're getting your Polkadot. But yeah, that's where I originally got involved myself. So I want to next get y'all sort of initiated with some of the projects that are within this ecosystem. Some of these you've probably heard of, and they're adding more and more basically every week, because again, interoperability is their whole shtick. So Chainlink, of course, they need those data oracles and random number generators. Kusama works with Polkadot, OX, Akala, again, we were saying they won the first parachain auction. And really just like a lot of these are within the ecosystem, like that have really just been waiting for Polkadot to go live and really begin to get adoption. Like the first parachain auctions were just in November. So, we're really in the first 6 months of the mainnet being live. Polkastarter being an example, they kind of came out and flourished coming through Q2, Q3 of last year. And, that was months and months ahead of the actual launch of Polkadot. Follow Network, another DeFi play. Yeah, so expect this to continue to sort of grow in terms of how big the ecosystem. But I mean, in terms of adoption, you guys see there's projects of varying sizes, but already like a long list of people that want to use Polkadot. And the reason for that, again, I mentioned that, if you think of Polkadot as their relay chain is being sort of I'll just put RC as being this sort of centralized blockchain network. And let's say you have like Akala, right? ACA, you have Moonbeam, which is GLMR token. That's not a great M, but basically staking and everything allows each of these projects to basically share securities. So while you may be validating, while you may be staking, your Glimmer token on Moonbeam, doing so secures the relay chain for Polkadot, which provides additional security benefits for Akala. Another one is like Astar Network, another DeFi play. Of course, Parallel Finance had this huge crowd loan success. And so you can kind of see how it starts to create this network. And then, of course, each of these projects has individual validators. So I guess long story short, I wish I was better at using this draw app, but if you're running on Polkadot, you are enjoying enhanced security, which really makes me think that this is the future. I think that yeah, it's a lot going on here. In the future with Polkadot, I really think that, in 5 years' time, we'll look back and be like, dang, wish I'd have, gotten involved in that earlier. So next, I'll just hop into sort of what are some of the apps that you can use to interact in the Polkadot ecosystem. So Kusama as well. Of course, MetaMask is a big one. You can add their network to your MetaMask wallet, just like you can on Ethereum or on Avalanche or on Binance Smart Chain or anything else. But they also have the PolkadotJS app where you can have like a variety of different wallets that work across all chains, or if you just want to use it on one chain, best practice would be to have a different wallet for each chain that you're interacting in. And you can kind of see that some of the early parachain winners are all in here already. They've already ramped up and integrated, like Kala, like Parallel, of course. A little surprised not to see Moonbeam here already, because they have been around for a little bit. But basically, by connecting your wallet to a crowd loan, like the one for Moonbeam, for example, you can actually come back and look at your rewards. I'm a little hesitant to connect mine and show y'all because I actually have participated in this. But basically how the crowd loan works is you will lock up your dot for however many years, and then you'll actually, okay, well, looks like it connected for me. You'll be able to, so it's locked up until, till the end of the crowd loan, and then you actually will get rewards all throughout the duration of that crowd loan. So this is passive staking. It's kind of like passive staking rewards, but it's a little bit different in that it's locked up and that the rewards are automatically sent to you. For some projects, for other ones that you actually have to like claim. Some will actually give you a derivative of dot, like in this case, C dot is the same thing as Polkadot. It's just crowd loan dot is what that stands for. And essentially what it is, okay, now I can use this and stake it somewhere else. So like in Ethereum, if you wanted to stake your Ethereum on Lido and you would get stake ETH or STE, Polkadot has very much the same thing. So you can still like, swap it and like, using money markets, using DeFi and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about this ecosystem. In so much as at the end of the crowd loan, you get all of your Polkadot back. I think that that's pretty cool. Really, most of the applications right now are DeFi related. And I'll pull up Moonbeam real quick. Man, sorry, my wallet's all connected to everything right now. So let's see if we can look at this without. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really wants me to hop in here. Let me see. Maybe I can do moonbeam.io. Probably. But yeah, at the end of the crowd loan, you get all of your dot back. So now if there's price appreciation in that dot, you really couldn't, sell it or anything. And while you had that crowd loan dot, let's say you swapped it for a Kala or anything else, you would still make gains that way. I'll look this up for y'all real quick. Pull this up. Let me take a look at the chat real quick. When dot is live and completely built out, what does it do? It can do anything that Ethereum can do, really. It can be used for smart contracts for swapping, if you want to stake it and earn yield. Participate in money markets. You can, swap it for NFTs. I'm not sure if there are any like Moonbeam or like Glimmer sort of NFTs or any NFT projects yet. But yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit. And really with how young this project is, there's a lot of opportunity for us to get involved and, build that generational wealth. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Journey to the Void. Dot is going to have a lot of use cases in the now and future projects. Absolutely. I mean, the difference between Polkadot and some of these other projects, actually Polkadot itself is not a smart contract platform. It's only used for staking, for securing the relay chain, which I mentioned is sort of the centerpiece. Now, any of these other projects that are coded using the Polkadot coding language substrate, with them, you can do, smart contracts and all this other stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited about it too. Oh yeah, crowd loans are pivotal. And, it's not too late to get involved. I think I mentioned that there are still a couple more crowd loans that are active, like Lit Entry, I heard them a little while ago. Pokedex, it's Dex on Polkadot. Conversation, not really sure what that is. I think next week we can do like a deep dive on Moonbeam itself or Akala. Drop a comment in the chat if you know Moonbeam or Akala and you're, have a preference. Let's see, Affinity. Actually, yeah, that's a big NFT project on Polkadot. It's actually run by the Engine team. So if you know the ERC20 project, Engine, ENJ, it's run by the same team. There's a lot of interesting projects here. And yeah, we're still incredibly early. So the current transaction fees, it really depends on the project. Like on Moon River right now, it's like 1 cent. It's like it's one of those blockchains where you're gonna get extreme efficiency out of your gas prices. Partially because it's still pretty early, but also partially because they can handle so much more transactions per second. It's 10,000. So yeah, I don't think I've ever paid more than maybe 2 cents. Yeah, we can definitely do a deep dive on Akala and on Moonbeam. I think they're both super interesting. I mean, Moonbeam is the Polkadot version of Moon River. Moon River is the Kusama one. And you can kind of see Moonbeam is actually newer to the game. Kusama parachains went live, I want to say late Q1 of 2021, whereas Moonbeam just went live in the past 6 months. So yeah, a lot going on that. Cool. Well, I mean, I think that's about it for today. Just to do a quick overview on what we covered. Polkadot is a blockchain ecosystem where its main benefits are enhanced security. It promotes staking, and other projects can develop using their architecture. And in doing so, each project sort of secures one another. They really stress interoperability. That's what they care the most about, is making sure that each project can talk easily to one another. And even actually, they just came out with a recent update where now Kusama tokens are going to be able to talk to Polkadot tokens. Maybe we can cover that on a future episode as well. They operate using crowd loans, aka parachain auctions, and these are multi-year long leases where these projects get some of that capacity, and hopefully within the duration of that lease, they've generated enough alpha, enough gains, enough value really to have their parachain spot renewed. In terms of explorers, they have Subscan. That's their big, that's their sort of main explorer that we went over. They also have Polkadot.js, which is sort of like a different endpoint. And then they even have, each of the individual projects even have their own sort of explorers that are, more familiar. Apps that you can use to get involved in DeFi include MetaMask. If you're just looking for like, oh, how do I add Moonbeam to MetaMash, just do a quick Google search and it will sort of run you through the details of what you got to put in, including like the RPC URL, the chain ID, and the symbol. And yeah, just if you have an opportunity to check out some of the remaining projects that are up for crowd loan. By the way, each of the leases is the same duration. So they work on sort of like a trailing basis. So there are ongoing opportunities to get into crowd loan. So even if you didn't get into, Moonbeam or Akala in the very beginning, there's others that are currently competing for the next slots. So definitely do your own research. None of this is financial advice, of course, but you can lock up your Polkadot to contribute. You'll get base rewards in kind in that project that you're, basically supporting. And Parallel Finance also hooks you up with like additional bonuses. Oh yeah, and if you refer somebody, you can get additional bonuses on top of that. I took advantage of that, and that was extra bonuses for me and for the person who referred me. So, we all just went in. That's what the community is all about. So, yeah, I think that about wraps it up for today, guys. Just remember, do good, then do well, seek peace. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.